Today on Good Morning Suncoast, Florida lawmakers one step closer to a school safety bill.
Allergy season is in full bloom as flu season comes to an end. We're telling you what doctors say you can do to alleviate some of those symptoms.
And new updates in the case against the men accused of animal abuse caught on video. We've got those stories plus weather and traffic. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
And welcome, early risers. Good morning. Glad you're with us up to Tuesday, March the 6th.
That's right. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. Mid-50s out there right now.
A little chillier this week for sure.
Good morning, John Scalzi.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Excellent.
Good.
You?
Everything is fine in terms of the morning commute this morning, so I like that.
Well,
So
we like to
far.
hear that. So far, so good.
So far, so good. That might not be true tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, we have even a chance of some severe weather across west central Florida. Talk about that in a few minutes. Rain, fog, wind temps, none of them are checked this morning. It looks like it's going to be just an absolutely beautiful commute to work. Temperatures in the upper 50s with clear skies to start off your morning as you return home this evening. Look for mid-70s to lower 70s as the temperatures this afternoon will be warmer than they were. Traveling this morning, well, all the airport hubs again on time, so that's good news, of course, as well. We're looking at local temperatures that are generally 49 degrees in Sarasota, 53 degrees Lakewood Ranch, 51 in Bradenton, 51 in Parrish, 60 at Longboat Key, 57 Inglewood, and 56 in Venice. So some nice mild temperatures out there this morning. Compared to where they were yesterday, we're about 4 to 5 degrees warmer, but we've got some much colder weather coming. Talk about it in a sec.
All right, to date, talk to you soon. Only blip we see so far is on State Road 70 westbound as you head toward 301. Checking Sarasota County now, a little blip there on Fruitville westbound after you get off the interstate and head toward Cattleman. And South County checking that all clear at this hour. Here's a peek outside our window.
That's right, looking live at the intersection of US 301 and Fruitville Road in Sarasota. It's facing south on 301. We're going to update you on this morning's traffic and your commute throughout the morning, so make sure you tune in. This is always another one of those hot spots that we like to point out around the area, too. That's going to get a little bit busier as that morning goes on. Well, the Florida legislature is one step closer to passing a bill to make schools safer. Now, tomorrow, the House will vote on a bill named the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act. It's already approved by the Senate. Now, if approved by the House, the bill will raise the age to 21 for the purchase of rifles and other long guns, create a 3-day waiting period on purchases of rifles, and create what is being called a school marshal program that would allow specially trained school employees to carry guns to school.
When I see bipartisan opposition as opposed to bipartisan support, then I know we're hitting nerves. We're going into areas that may not be our comfort zone.
They don't have to go through this assessment.
Now, that bill
whether
also
their
includes
school has vulnerabilities.
Florida lets people anonymously pass on tips of suspicious activity. In order to pass and be sent to Governor Rick Scott for the final approval, identical legislation needs to pass both chambers by Friday, which is the final day of the 2018 session.
Happening today, the 3 local men charged in connection to a shark dragging video are scheduled to appear in court today in Tampa. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is continuing its investigation against the 3 men who were recorded dragging a shark behind their boat last June. In addition to dragging it, investigators say they also unlawfully took it by spear gun. One of the men has already waived his appearance in court today, and the Hillsborough County Clerk of Court says he expects the other 2 will do the same. If convicted, they face up to 5 years in prison.
Well, for all of you who suffered from the flu, we have some good news. But if you're also prone to allergies, we have a little bad news. Flu season is wrapping up, but allergy season is now in full bloom.
I'm here to confirm that.
Yes, he confirmed the story. Back to us.
Boxes and boxes of Kleenex. Marla Spence is live now out in Sarasota with details of allergy season. Marla, good morning.
eyes, some sneezing, and also some coughing, but doctors say the cause of it all could possibly be seasonal allergies. We spoke to a doctor, and he's also an allergist, Dr. Hugh Wyndham, and he tells us both the flu and allergy season are in full bloom right now. Flu season wraps up in April, while allergy season is happening right now. Dr. Wyndham says the flu oftentimes have symptoms of body aches, a fever, and also chills, while allergies are associated with sneezing and coughing and even watery eyes. He says the triple whammy of grass, trees, and weeds is the cause for many allergies around this time of the year.
Trees are what hit us in February and March. So that's what's all over your driveway, your cars, your pool deck, and up your nose. Oak tree just dominates. They're large trees. They put off a lot of pollen, and they put off about 80% of our pollen that we see all year, but they put it out in a 2-month period.
The tree pollen count isn't as high as it was yesterday, but you can still expect to see some pollen on your cars and even on your driveways. Coming up at 5:30, we're going to be telling you some ways that Dr. Wyndham suggests can help you alleviate and also cut back on those symptoms that's associated with the triple whammy of grass, weeds, and also trees. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. For additional tips on staying healthy during flu season, head over to our app under WWSB or under My Suncoast.
Well, the city of Palmetto is hoping a new ordinance will help keep its parks a little cleaner. The new ordinance prohibits people from urinating or defecating in the parks, running businesses out of the parks, letting animals run loose, planting memorial flowers, and allowing exotic pets in the parks.
These things didn't rise to the level of criminal infractions, and our officers would respond and try to take care of things, and realize that the city really didn't have any ordinances that prescribe behavior in our parks on the books.
Well, most of those parks in Palmetto are open from around sunrise to sunset, with just a few exceptions.
A wildlife sanctuary in South Florida is missing dozens of exotic animals this morning. Several expensive animals, from ring-tailed lemurs to marmosets to cockatoos and tortoises, all stolen. A volunteer at the We Care Animal Sanctuary in Miami-Dade says it all began with a Craigslist ad.
Someone had posted on Craigslist that he was going out of business and that free animals to anybody, and if nobody's home, they can just come in and take them.
An investigation is now underway. A bottlenose dolphin is recovering at SeaWorld Orlando after being found near a Jacksonville area beach with life-threatening shark bites. The 265-pound dolphin had several bites on her body and flipper. The SeaWorld rescue team is providing 24-hour care to help the dolphin gain its strength and return to the wild if it fully recovers.
And we've got a overturned vessel here. I got 2 subjects trying to sit on top of the boat right now.
Well, 2 sailors are now safe after a dramatic rescue off of Turtle Beach. Now, the video shows Sarasota County Air 1 and Marine units saving those sailors Saturday afternoon. The sheriff's office received a call around 5 o'clock about the struggling sailors in the Gulf. Now, rescuers soon found them and their capsized boat about 2 miles offshore. They pulled both of the men on board using safety lines. They were taken to Venice and were medically cleared. They're now doing okay. Maybe a little shook up.
Yeah, the southern end of Siesta Key, Turtle Beach.
Yes, 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 yes.
All right, still ahead in Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in First Alert traffic and a former President Trump campaign aide saying he has evidence against the president.
And coming up a little later in the hour, this sunken ship has been missing since World War II. We're going to show you the latest video of just where it was found. Stick around, it's a great story.
Interesting story there. Here's a live shot of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., where they're awakening to 32 degrees right there. A little milder here, John Scalzi.
Oh, it sure is. But you know what? The times, they are changing. We'll be looking at some cooler weather coming our way in about 48 hours. 62 degrees for the pickup temperature at the school bus stops, and then drop-off temperature this afternoon, about 75 degrees, so a warmer day on the way. 3 things we'll be talking about today: the rain tomorrow and the potential of severe weather, cooler weather that will be on the way, and then a second rain chance coming up this weekend. That in a second.
card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So some pretty interesting temperatures across the region. We've got 49 degrees in Sarasota, and then over the bridge, we've got 60 degrees at Longboat Key. That is the influence of the water, no doubt about it. 56 degrees in Venice, 57 degrees in Inglewood, 53 degrees at Lakewood Ranch, 51 in Parrish, 51 in Bradenton. I just wonder a little bit about that temperature sensor at the airport there. 51 in Myakka, 53 in Northport, 51 in Wauchula and Arcadia coming in at 51 as well. Current temperature officially at the airport is 49 degrees. We have a dew point value coming in at 47 and a southeast wind at about 3. Fairly clear sky out there right now, but I think we will see the cloud cover on the increase as we progress through the afternoon as a cold front begins to sink south. We'll have mostly sunny skies, though, for you today, but you will notice a higher humidity value in the afternoon as temperatures warm. We will look for temperatures which will continue to climb through the day. By 3 p.m., we'll go with about 76 degrees, so it'll be a nice toasty afternoon. But then temperatures will start to fall into the 70s. They'll kind of maintain there through the evening until around midnight as we develop a more westerly wind flow, I think. And then as we head into dawn tomorrow morning, I think we have a pretty good chance of seeing some showers around, perhaps even the potential of a thunderstorm or two. We have across the region a lot of cloud cover to the north of us already in the Panhandle becoming mostly cloudy, parts of North Florida becoming partly cloudy. I think we'll see those clouds begin to move in here, increasing cloudiness through the afternoon, but particularly tonight after dark, we're going to cloud up pretty quickly, I think, and the cloud bases are going to lower. Maybe around midnight we'll see an isolated shower or two, but it's really toward, well, the time frame has been pushed up consistently with successive model runs over the last 24 hours. But at this point, I would think that around this time tomorrow morning, these showers will be right on our doorstep. The frontal boundary itself will be moving through during the day tomorrow, clearing things out pretty rapidly, I think, after lunchtime. And these scattered showers, which really are going to cover much of western Florida, by the time we get to around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and then continue on with that chance of rainfall through about dawn, as I say, will produce perhaps an isolated thunderstorm that could come off Gulf waters with the potential of producing some pretty gusty, strong winds. We'll watch for that. The threat is low, but it's there. The Severe Storm Prediction Center gives us about a 5% chance, which is marginal, of seeing any kind of thunderstorm that may contain damaging winds. So we'll watch for that tomorrow morning, certainly. Although it's not a big risk, you can't ignore it either. Sunny, dry today, showers then building after midnight tonight, particularly through tomorrow morning. And then once that front moves through and those winds turn to the north and it gets kind of breezy around here, cooler air will be pushed down and our temperatures will be dropping significantly in the extended range forecast. Watch the Futurecast. Here we go. We'll put it into motion. Showers move into the Panhandle, sink southward by 8 o'clock tonight. Maybe an isolated shower after around midnight, but those showers really do move through here as we get through dawn tomorrow morning. So, beach and boating forecast calls for winds to be breezy. Southwest wind at about 15 to 20, increasing to not 205 miles per hour, but to 20 knots is what it should be. 20 knots. That 5 was kind of an artifact from a previous forecast. Anyway, so we'll look for temperatures that will top out today around 76 degrees, and then a good chance of showers and thunderstorms drive time tomorrow morning. And then we clear out, turn cooler, 65, the daytime high on Thursday. And then over the next several days, we stay cool with that next chance of rain on Sunday. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside. Your first alert traffic this morning. We are seeing some slowdowns right there on State Road 64, as you can see, right near Bradenton, as well as 301. If you're heading into Sarasota, those roads are looking pretty good out there this morning. Nothing to see on your morning commute just yet. And the farther south that you go, the roads get a little bit better each time. Nothing to see so far on those roads out there. It is 5:16, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, a former Trump campaign aide is in the headlines for saying the special counsel in the Russian investigation may have incriminating evidence on President Trump.
Now, the White House denies the accusations. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest from Washington.
This morning, the fallout from former Trump campaign aide Sam Nunberg's comments about President Trump and the Russia investigation.
I think that he may have done something during the election, but I don't know that for sure.
Why do you think that?
I can't explain that unless you were in there.
Nunberg, who was fired from the Trump campaign on MSNBC, first by phone and then on camera, promising to defy a subpoena from special counsel Robert Mueller.
You know what, Mr. Mueller, if he wants to send me to jail, he can send me to jail, and then I'll laugh about it, and I'll make a bigger spectacle than I am on your TV show.
Nunberg says he's angry about a request to appear before a grand jury and turn over thousands of emails. He's worried Mueller is targeting his mentor and Trump ally Roger Stone.
If they're trying to build a case against Roger, I'm not going to be part of it.
Nunberg made the cable news rounds, attacking the president on CNN.
I'm spending a lot of money on legal fees. A lot of other people are. And granted, Donald Trump caused this because he's an idiot.
The former Trump campaign aide even alleged the president knew about a 2016 Trump Tower meeting between his son and a Russian lawyer.
I don't know why he went around trying to hide it. And he shouldn't have.
The White House is denying Nunberg's accusations.
He hasn't worked at the White House, so I certainly can't speak to him or the lack of knowledge that he clearly has.
Even though Nunberg said he wouldn't testify, which could land him in jail for contempt of court, the AP is reporting this morning Nunberg now says he'll find a way to comply with the special counsel. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Caught on camera, the Trump name taken down from a hotel in Panama. Here it goes right now. It marks the end of a dispute between President Trump and the Panama hotel owner. That owner says investors should now feel safer in Panama after the removal of the brand name. This would be the third Trump-branded project to remove the president's name since he took office. Other buildings were in New York City and also in Toronto. New video of a U.S. aircraft carrier that disappeared 75 years ago. This is an interesting story here. The Japanese sunk the USS Lexington during World War II. This weekend, it was found 2 miles under sea at a coral sea near Australia. It was one of the first U.S. aircraft carriers ever built. The vessel was nicknamed Lady Lex. Wow. A Houston man who had a rare copy of the Declaration of Independence in his office for a decade is now looking to sell it. The document was part of a few heirlooms passed down that are believed to have belonged to President James Madison, who is the man's 5th great uncle. The copy was hidden in the 1800s, eventually making it to a Kentucky closet in the 60s before winding up in Houston, sitting unseen for 10 years.
Been in the family since my immediate family since the 1960s. We always knew what they were and their heritage, but at that point in time, they really didn't have a lot of value.
Experts are only aware of about 50 other copies like that one. What would that go for, I wonder?
Oh, can you even imagine? I'm going to go with priceless.
Let's go
with that one.
All right.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, Facebook is under fire for a recent survey that asked users what pedophiles should be allowed to do on the social network.
And a burger flipping robot will show you where he is already working. Stay with us, those stories and much more when we come back. But first, here's a live shot of one of the busier intersections on the Suncoast, US 301 and Fruitville Road.
That's right there in Sarasota, facing south on 301. We're going to keep you in the loop on this morning's traffic and weather. It is all coming at you throughout the hour.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house. The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
It is 5:22 a.m. and there's a pretty shot, a live picture of the Capitol Rotunda. 32 degrees right now in your nation's capital, 49 in Sarasota. We'll check back with John Scalzi in a few seconds for the first alert forecast. In consumer news now, Lyft is copying Uber in a new way to get people to the doctor. But first, how Walmart is changing the meal plan game. Stephanie?
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. Walmart is going gourmet. Now, the company says it's going to start selling prepared meal kits at stores all across the country. Now, those kits would include pre-chopped and measured ingredients. They'll let you cook meals at prices ranging from about $8 to $15. Walmart says 10 different meals are now available in about 250 stores, but they are planning to expand to 2,000 stores by the end of the year. Well, last week we told you that Uber was helping to get patients to the doctor a little bit faster. Now Lyft is jumping on the bandwagon. The company announced that it has set a goal to cut the so-called healthcare transportation gap in half by 2020. Lyft announced a new partnership with Allscripts. They're a large health record company that reaches an estimated 7 million patients. So now doctors and hospitals who use Allscripts will actually be able to request a Lyft concierge for a patient. And finally, Bentley is unveiling its first plug-in hybrid. The Bentley Bentayga hybrid looks kind of nice, right? Kind of liking all this as well. Can be driven in 3 different modes: hybrid, gas, or, if you prefer, fully electric. Bentley plans to eventually make plug-in hybrid versions of all of its models.
Wow.
How about the plug-in also pays for itself in its free model?
Where's
that would
one?
be my favorite model.
Sign
I
me
love
up.
Bentleys.
Yes.
Well, there's more criticism for Facebook and some whimsical innovations at California restaurants.
ABC's Diane Macedo and Candace Gibson have this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Facebook admits it made a mistake.
In a survey, it asked some British users whether pedophiles should be allowed to ask a 14-year-old girl for sexually explicit photos.
Well, Facebook quickly ended that survey. A California fast food restaurant has a fry cook who never takes a break or asks for pay raise.
Yeah, it's Flippy the robot, or the robot arm anyway. Flippy works at the Cali Burger in Pasadena. It takes orders and uses sensors to tell when the meat is cooked.
But Flippy still needs a human to put the hamburgers on the grill and add the proper toppings.
Very important. And new shoes from Pizza Hut not only make you look good, they feed you too.
Okay, so there's an Amazon Dash button in each shoe. One orders pizza for you, the other pauses your TV. Only 50 pairs will be made. But if you press the wrong button and you're hungry, you're just waiting around. Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Safelite Auto Glass.
At Safelite Auto Glass, we know that when you're spending time with the grandkids, every minute counts. And you don't have time for a cracked windshield. That's why at Safelite, we'll show you exactly when we'll be there with a replacement you can trust. Well done, sir.
Looks great.
Thanks for choosing Safelite.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Saving you time so you can keep saving the world.
Feel the clarity of non-drowsy Claritin 24-hour relief when allergies occur. Day after day after day. Because life should have more wishes and less worries. Feel the clarity and live Claritin Clear.
Before people invite something new into their homes, they want to know who you are. We're Almond Breeze, and we only use California-grown Blue Diamond almonds in our almond milk, cared for by our family of almond growers. Blue Diamond Almond Breeze. The best almonds make the best almond milk.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Drive a brand new 2018 Lincoln MKC for $279 per month or the Lincoln MKZ for $299 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment. Every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs. And you learned how to not ignore yours. I discovered how to make healthier meals. And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery?
Sure.
We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. It turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
Allergy season is in full bloom. While flu season comes to an end, we're telling you some helpful ways to help you overcome those symptoms.
And a teacher north of Tampa is off the job for her opinions. We'll tell you what she said. Those stories and much more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Good morning to you on this Tuesday morning. Thanks for waking up with us this morning on Good Morning Suncoast. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. Tuesday, March the 6th, and off we go to the Weather Center for details of today's forecast. Here he is, folks, the great Scalzini.
Yeah, bada boom.
True
I
story.
hope you think that way tomorrow morning, I tell you, because it's going to be kind of a big change. We've got some big, significant changes coming up, actually, in the next 48 hours. Kind of a little bit of a weather roller coaster ride we'll be taking. We'll talk about it in detail in a few minutes. Right now, we have a temperature of 49 degrees at the Sarasota International Airport, so a cool start to the morning. Temperatures generally, though, I think you could say 50, 55 would be a fairly good bet. Anywhere from 60 degrees at Longboat Key to, as I mentioned, 49 degrees in Sarasota. That kind of represents about a degree or two above what it was 24 hours ago. Some places, some pockets are even a little bit warmer than that. So a slight warming trend this afternoon is going to be a significant warming trend. Nothing on radar right now, and I don't expect to see much in the way of rain today, but as we head into tonight and tomorrow, that could change. That will change, actually. 76 for a daytime high today. Nice warm afternoon for you guys.
Very nice. Talk to you soon, John, about your full forecast. There's the roads right now. You'll see in Manatee County, a little blip there on 301 northbound as you cross over 70. Otherwise, pretty clear so far today. Looking at the northern half of Sarasota County, 75 northbound as you approach Clark Road. A little issue there. That'll resolve itself, hopefully. South County, all clear right now. I'm going to show you a live picture of a busy spot near the core of downtown Sarasota. Not too busy right now, though. Look at that.
All right, if you need to get out and this intersection is in your path, you can go through it very clearly right now.
I'd like to report one car.
There's your spot.
cars.
531 to 535, all clear. You got this.
So far, so good at 301 and Fruitville Road. We'll check back throughout the morning here.
Well, something that isn't clear, more storms. The Northeast is bracing for a second winter storm in a week. 33 million from eastern Pennsylvania to Maine are under another winter storm watch. That's an area that is still recovering from the storm 4 days ago that caused major power outages and killed at least 9 people.
In our planning meetings today, we're talking about the next storm coming. The tough part, again, is many people we can get back to a sense of normalcy, the better.
Well, now it's a race to clean up before the next storm hits and causes even more damage. Well, we have finally reached the peak of flu season. That's the good news. Well, now there's a new season in place.
Clearly, your cars are light yellow right now. Kleenex boxes at the ready. It's allergy season, yeah, for me especially. Marla Spence live right now in Sarasota with details of that. Marla?
Yeah, Ray and Stephanie, you know, symptoms of allergies can simply be an interruption to life, especially if you've recently recovered from the flu and now suffering from those seasonal allergies. We spoke to an allergy specialist, Dr. Hugh Wyndham, and he tells us trees, especially oak trees for our area, are the cause of allergies for many. Dr. Wyndham says if you've been suffering from allergies since February, that's not uncommon because tree pollen tends to be the heaviest in February and in March. He says oak trees put out about 80% of pollen that we see all year round. And if you're a person who loves the outdoors, escaping allergies may not be too easy, but Dr. Wyndham says there are a few ways to avoid being a victim of sneezing, itchy, and watery eyes.
Well, the problem is the weather is so nice right now. The temptation is to open the windows, open the doors. But for allergy sufferers, they got to resist. You really got to close the doors. Try to avoid being outdoors in the early morning hours. And if someone's mowing the yard or blowing the deck, you know, stay indoors during those times.
Coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to be telling you some medical options Dr. Wyndham suggests if you're desperately trying to overcome and get rid of those allergy symptoms. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
I'll watch that.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, you will. Hashtag box of Kleenex next to this desk.
Yep.
What? And Ray, you should probably check out this app because our Suncoast app actually has the latest health stories and some tips to help you with allergy season and stay updated on all those stories that affect you and your family. You can check it out in the App Store, WWSB, or My Suncoast is the best way to find it.
New this morning, West Virginia lawmakers may have found a way to end a 9-day teacher strike there. They have a 9 a.m. meeting planned to try and break the stalemate. One side is willing to give a 5% pay raise, but the other side isn't sure the state can afford it, and they don't want to spend more than 4%. The strike is affecting students in all 55 counties.
Hopefully the conversations will be productive and aid the efforts that we're undertaking here to try to come to a resolution.
Well, get this, the difference between the two proposals amounts to about $7 million total. A vote could come later today.
Meanwhile, teachers in Oklahoma are threatening to host a walkout of their own. Now, they're lobbying for state lawmakers for pay increases. The Oklahoma Education Association is set to announce a statewide school closure later on this week. And
The legislature has all the opportunity to solve the problem before it comes to that. They need to fund education and our core services, and they need to do it now.
Oklahoma's Education Association conducted a survey and says nearly 80% of respondents support a statewide school closure.
Now a developing story north of Tampa where a Crystal River middle school teacher is accused of leading a secret life as a white supremacist. Now she's defending herself and her podcast. The 25-year-old says her opinions you're about to hear are political, satire, and exaggeration.
That's just the way it is. There are races that have higher IQs than others.
The teacher said she never brought those views to her professional career. For now, the Citrus County School District has removed her from the classroom while their investigation continues. Northport's Lamarck Elementary School is getting a new principal. Troy Thompson has been named new principal and is set to start in April. Right now, he serves as the assistant principal of Booker Elementary School, and he had been an administrator there since 2016. Thompson is no stranger to Lamarck. He served as assistant principal there from 2013 to 2016. The Sarasota County School District says he oversaw professional development programs for teachers and led instructional training there. Lamarck's current acting principal, Sandra Russ, will remain in her position through the end of this month.
Well, a woman says she was attacked by a gunman on I-95 near Fort Lauderdale, and police are now on the hunt for that suspect. Rochelle Morea says it was an unprovoked attack. Someone in a maroon SUV drove up and simply opened fire. Her boyfriend and 6-year-old stepson were in the car. Luckily, no one was hurt. Her Kia collided with this red Mustang after the shooting, but the maroon SUV sped off.
I don't know why I would be targeted. I'm not nobody for me to be a target. You know, I'm not special enough.
We have a statewide bolo out on the vehicle, and there's no other additional information that we do have. Like I said, everything is still under an investigation.
The 6-year-old was taken to the hospital to be checked out, but is in good shape. And Miami Beach cops are trying a new approach to keep spring breakers under control this year. They're adding DJ to their resume, and while they're playing tunes, they're also keeping an eye out on the crowd.
Throughout, not only are they playing music, but they're giving safety messaging, the do's and don'ts, how to stay safe here on Miami Beach. And a big thing that we're encouraging people to do is clean up after themselves.
That is right. I love this. Police hope that by crashing the party with beats, they're going to be able to keep the crowds mindful and a little more under control this year.
All the songs they play are by the police, though. Fans of University of Central Florida's football team may soon have a new way to celebrate its undefeated season. The team is close to getting its logo on Florida license plates. It's part of a transportation bill cruising through the state legislature. It still needs to be approved by the state Senate before going to the governor's office. The Knights were the only team to have an undefeated season in the football bowl subdivision with 13 wins, and were 6th in the final Associated Press rankings. So-called vanity plates cost interested drivers an extra $25.
All right, we're getting those for everything nowadays.
We really are.
That's right. ABC 7 vanity plate coming soon.
Still ahead, first alert weather and traffic, and some surprising statistics about teens and weight gain. We'll show you what experts recommend parents do and don't do.
And spoiler alert, man, did The Bachelor leave fans surprised and a little angry, a little confused. We're going to go through all the emotions coming up this next half hour.
Wow, can't wait for that.
Right?
Here's a peek outside our window in the Rosemary District. Well lit right now. Nice day on tap, John Scalzi.
Absolutely right. Here's another peek out at the Cortez Bridge Cam over the last 6 hours. Everything is fine. No rain showers, no fog really building. We're looking at pretty quiet conditions. Tomorrow, this will be a rainy mess, I suspect. Chance of an outside recess today, 10 out of 10. Temperatures climbing into the low 70s. This area of the west central coast of Florida on a marginal risk for severe weather tomorrow morning. Talk about that in a minute.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes, B, console her,
don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So temperatures across the region generally around the 50-degree mark, 50, 55 if you get closer to the coastline. 56 degrees in Venice, 57 degrees in Inglewood, 60 at Longboat Key, but 49 at the airport officially, 51 degrees in Bradenton Parish, Lakewood Ranch at 52, 50 in Mayaca City, and then inland temperatures about the 50-degree mark as well. So we have dew point values that are still pretty low, pretty comfortable. We're kind of in a transition day today. You will watch those dew point values, which right now are in the 40s, and I got to tell you, that feels very comfortable, very nice. We'll watch those 40-degree dew points lift up into the 50s and perhaps even into the upper 50s by the time we get to tonight and through tomorrow morning. Southeast wind at about 3. We are going to have a southerly wind throughout the day today. And into tonight, we'll probably watch it turn a little bit more southwesterly, eventually due west by tomorrow morning. And that's really going to just bring that moisture right our way. So we'll call it sunny today, though sunny might be a slight exaggeration. We'll start off sunny for sure. Probably through the lunchtime hour be sunny. As we head into the second half of the afternoon, clouds will thicken. Cloud bases will actually lower as we head into the overnight, and we'll start talking about chances of rainfall after midnight tonight. So we're looking at a 3 p.m. temperature of about 76 degrees, 7 p.m. temperature 72, comfortable still, humidity a little higher. And then as we head into the overnight after about midnight, we'll have a chance at a shower or two around. And then we'll be watching carefully for some stronger storms which might develop toward dawn tomorrow in the Gulf waters getting closer to the shoreline. I think the biggest chance of seeing any severe weather threat is going to be a little bit further to our north. But we're still in an area that you can't rule it out completely. So we'll watch pretty carefully tomorrow morning. Really do advise you to download that ABC 7 First Alert Weather app and have that handy because it'll get you your alerts out there right away. Plus, tomorrow morning we'll be covering it in detail on the Sunrise Show. We have some showers to the north of us and a line of clouds that continues to press eastward. As it does that, our cloud bases start to thicken and lower. We'll watch these showers, which right now kind of surround the Atlanta airport area, but so far no airport delays being reported at that airport, and continue down where they become a little bit stronger storms in and around the Louisiana Delta region. We'll watch that whole line of showers, which, by the way, is part of that nor'easter we've been talking about that's going to take shape tonight through tomorrow and bring some really wicked weather through parts of the Northeast with gusty winds, heavy snows, probably some power outages again, and travel nightmares. We'll watch this line of showers continue to advance toward the east into our area by tonight. By midnight, they'll be producing some pretty widespread showers, I think, up around the Big Bend region. And then by dawn tomorrow morning, that's when I think our best chance of seeing some stronger storms around the region, though I don't really think that we're going to have a severe weather outbreak around here. The frontal boundary itself passes south of us tomorrow, draws in a northerly wind as we head into Thursday, and boy, some really cooler air coming our way for Thursday and Friday, I think. So sunny and dry today. Today, kind of a transition day. Showers tomorrow, and by tomorrow I'm talking about after midnight tomorrow. We could probably start to see a few showers around, but particularly toward dawn tomorrow morning, very early on, and then clearing out pretty early as well, just probably a little after drive time tomorrow morning. And then cooler weather settling in, bringing us a cool Thursday. Here's the Futurecast. Watch, we'll put it into motion. Showers around, coming closer to us by dawn tomorrow morning, and then by dawn, I think we'll watch them pass through pretty quickly, leaving us with a pretty sunny Thursday, I think. In fact, even tomorrow afternoon, we could start to break out into a little bit of sunshine as that front quickly moves through and the winds shift around to the north and drier air filters in. After that happens, we'll get several very quiet days, I think. So the severe thunderstorm outlook, we're looking at an area around the west central part of Florida that has the potential of seeing a moderate risk of some severe weather, and the tail end of that extends south into our area. But I think the bulk of that threat will be to the north, and they'll be mostly for gusty winds accompanying some of the thunderstorm passages. So we'll watch for that. Southwest wind coming in at about 15 to 20 today. We're looking at a moderate chop on bay and inland waters with seas running 2 to 3 feet. And the forecast looks like this. Today, 76 degrees, 40% chance of an after midnight shower. Tomorrow, a 60% chance of showers, maybe even a thunderstorm tomorrow morning. Some storms could be stronger, but the chance is small. We'll call it a first alert weather day because of the threat of drive time showers. And then as we head into the next several days, the cool off starts. Nighttime lows in the 40s, daytime highs only in the 60s. Saturday, a slight chance of showers, better chance on Sunday, and then cool it off next work week. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside for your first alert traffic out there this morning. The roads are running pretty good. Not too much to see out there at this time in the morning. Starting to see a little bit of those slowdowns that have happen right around the areas of the bridges if you're heading in or out of Bradenton. If you want to head into North Sarasota County, those roads are not looking too bad out there as well. A little bit of a slowdown out there on Clark, but we see that around this time of the morning. If you're heading a little farther south in Sarasota, those roads seem to be looking pretty good. Just a little blip on 41 right there around the Tarpon Point area. Other than that, not too much to see. The farther south you go, the better those roads get. Well, in this hour's Health Smart, parents want their kids to be healthy, and that means being a healthy weight.
ABC's Arlette Saenz shows us a new study that tells parents what not to do.
When a teen begins to gain weight, parents can panic. After all, excess weight in the teen years has negative health consequences later in life, for diseases like cancer to cardiac health. But a new study today confirms what teens may have felt for years. The last thing they want is for parents to tell them to go on a diet. Even if the dieting advice makes them lose weight in the short run, the study, published in the medical journal Pediatrics, gives a grim long-term picture. They followed more than 500 teens whose parents encouraged them to diet. As they moved 15 years into adulthood, they had a larger risk of obesity, binge eating, unhealthy weight control, and worse, lower satisfaction with their own bodies. What to do? Break a cycle of obesity by avoiding diet and concentrating on health. Eat better, move more, and take the focus off the scale and on to feeling healthier and happier in your body. Of course, a focus on health may end up in the same place as a diet at a healthier weight, but it will get there with the healthier attitude to match and better behavioral and emotional consequences. With this Medical Minute, I'm Arlette Saenz, ABC News.
All right, spoiler alert. The Bachelor season finale last night was all kinds of crazy and full of drama, and it left two women devastated. In a stunning change of heart, Ari Luyendyk Jr., he proposed to Becca in the season finale of The Bachelor, only to change his mind a couple days later and then try and go after a second chance with runner-up Lauren. Now, we were kind of left with a bit of a cliffhanger. Will Lauren and Ari reconcile? Will it be him and Becca? We're not really sure, but we're going to find out next week on the second part, Ray, of the season finale of The Bachelor. But first, coming up on Good Morning America, the host, Chris Harrison, who actually calls it one of the most controversial scenes in history.
He always does.
Talking a little bit about it.
He always calls it
Every
that.
season, the shocking finale.
So now there'll be a sequel to the finale.
There could be. The proposal and all that kind of stuff and like the whole conversation was all viewed unedited and uncut, so
yeah,
it was a bit of an interesting element. It was very shocking though. Social media was all crying of crazy last night.
I bet. I'm feeling used by this finale though.
That's right.
Yes.
We're going to keep you in the loop. Spoiler alert, sorry if we ruined that, but we have to talk about The Bachelor.
Yeah, we do. We have to. Say it on ABC. Here's a live shot from Atlanta, Georgia, where right now it's 53 degrees and some rain right there. What's that Ferris wheel all about?
It is beautiful. It's very lit up today. It's a beautiful shot of the skyline out there.
There's a Ferris wheel there. We'll have more local news after this on Good Morning Suncoast.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Please join us in welcoming the two newest additions to the Lincoln lineup, our flagship luxury sedan, the 2018 Lincoln Continental, and the totally redesigned 2018 Lincoln Navigator, featuring 450 horsepower, 10-speed transmission, and many best-in-class features. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment, every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089, 800-329-3089.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk.
This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator, there was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Here's today's Job of the Day. ABC 7 is seeking a digital media producer to write and post fresh content to our website in real time. Excellent writing skills and newsroom experience required. Visit mysuncoast.com/joboftheday to apply.
All right, here are some of the top stories that we're following for you today on the Suncoast.
In Tallahassee, the Florida Senate approved a plan to restrict gun sales and arm teachers. Very controversial. The House will review that bill later today or tomorrow.
Plus, 3 men that are charged in connection to that shark dragging video are set to appear in court today in Tampa. Now, if convicted, they do face up to 5 years in prison.
And developing news back in Tallahassee, state lawmakers have voted to strip USF Sarasota Manatee of its independent accreditation. That's according to this morning's Sarasota Herald Tribune. Now, this move could benefit the campus, though, to be more closely united with the main campus in Tampa.
All right, and then coming up a little later in the hour on Good Morning Suncoast, teachers in Sarasota County might be getting a pay raise.
They like hearing
We've
that.
got those stories. We've got your first alert weather, plus your first alert traffic, too, all coming up next hour.
And more about pollen season. I'm hoping the rain forecasted later in the week might wash away some pollen.
That would help. That would help. But instead, you're all set on Kleenex boxes. We're all good, right?
My Kleenex box is running low. There's a shot outside our window right now. So nicely lit up, isn't it?
It is. Looks beautiful out there today. A mild morning. Thanks so much for tuning in to this hour of Good Morning Suncoast. We'll be right back with the next.